From 1977 and number 222 in the Indicator series is The Brute, starring Sarah Douglas and Julian Glover. This opens up in such a shocking fashion with a man going into a house and brutally beating a woman who flees for her life, finally getting into her car, passing out, waking up the next day and going back into her house with the person that attacked her. Turns out to be her husband, and they have an extremely toxic and destructive relationship where this seems to be nothing unusual, and it was such an abrasive and shocking start to a film that I had absolutely no idea where this was going to go next.
Morning. Sleep well?
And it gets to such a strange tone and idea because it feels very much like a PSA, a public service announcement about abuse within the household, partner abuse, spousal abuse, and it's focusing on that, but it seems to be also mixed with a sexploitation movie at the same time, and you've got these vying thematics or ideal genres that kind of clash against each other, and it becomes almost over the top, ridiculous and absolutely hilarious in certain moments.
Come back! Come back here, you bitch!
I love this movie. This movie was sold to me as a hard hitting movie that has moments that will shock you, and to be honest it does have moments that will shock, but for the most part everything was ramped up to 11 that it just made me chuckle a lot of the time. Some of it was just sheer ridiculous, some of it was just funny, and it kind of ends on like an easily wrapped up note at a certain point.
Coffee, darling.
Bastard.
Bitch.
Swine.
Slut.
The Brute was, simply put, unbelievable. I think is one that you need to see. I had a great deal of enjoyment with it. It is a drama, but like I said, it has these sexploitation moments because Diane, the woman in this one, is a model. As she kind of leaves her husband at the start after his brutal abuse, she starts to meet other people who have been abused. She lives with a photographer friend and his partner as they kind of get embroiled within an almost three-way relationship at some point. I think Julian Glover is fantastic as the evil, over-the-top husband who, when not cross-dressing, is trying to brand his wife and seem like all sugar and light for everyone else.
Such a boon to have a wife who wears the trousers.
It's so over the top, it becomes pantomime at certain moments, and that's what kind of robbed the film of any kind of realism. It took away the fact that it was trying to highlight spousal abuse by creating these sequences that were so over the top and unrealistic and just shocking but silly at the same time. It just kind of stole that from me. I really enjoyed this film because I just didn't know what was going to happen next. You can feel it in better hands. It could have been a harder hitting, more shocking dramatisation of the effects of spousal abuse. It doesn't quite get there in Jerry O'Hara's hands. It becomes a film that it doesn't know if it wants to be hard hitting or if it wants to lead into that more exploitative area of filmmaking at the time, and because it has these vying tones, it becomes something wholly unique and completely, something you need to see. I would love to know your thoughts on The Brute, whether you loved it, hated it, fell somewhere in the middle. Did you think it worked as a kind of highlighting spousal abuse, or did you think it failed a little bit because it moved into the exploitation? Let me know in the comment box. I can't wait to read your thoughts on this one. As always, there is more content up here if you want to see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to the Patreon membership program and manvfilm.com, all ways in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.